Andrew Tate, a charismatic leader, a controversial figure. With a growing army of devoted followers, his influence knows no bounds. But is there more to his movement than meets the eye? Welcome to The Cult of Andrew Tate, Dark Secrets of the War Room. Join us as we uncover the hidden truths behind Tate's secretive organization and the alarming tactics that bind his followers to his every word. Andrew Tate appears to be cultivating a devoted following, encouraging individuals to leave their families, give their money and bodies to him, and consider him a godlike figure. This raises the question, is Andrew Tate starting a cult? Through a detailed examination of his life and actions, several concerning patterns have emerged. In a revealing clip, Tate expressed satisfaction in having 110,000 fans who would help him if asked, emphasizing that their financial means lend credibility to their support. He has openly supported controversial figures like Joseph Kony, even wearing a t-shirt to express his admiration for the warlord, and has praised Adolf Hitler's strategies, noting the efficiency of the infamous German dictator's tactics. Tate's influence extends to over 130,000 individuals who pay him monthly for advice, primarily through his secretive organization called the War Room. This network comprises members with various expertise, allowing them to exert influence globally. They congregate in real life, with the ultimate goal of achieving freedom in what Tate describes as a world of slavery. This so-called slavery is perpetuated by societal systems that Tate refers to as the Matrix. According to Tate, the Matrix is designed to enslave individuals, making the rich richer and the poor poorer. He urges his followers to understand the rules of this game and find a way to win within this rigged system. The comparison to historical cults becomes evident when examining Tate's methods and rhetoric. Historical cults such as the People's Temple led by Jim Jones often started with seemingly benign intentions, but gradually turned dark and manipulative. Jim Jones began as a Methodist preacher with a sizable congregation in Indianapolis, performing faith healings and gaining a devoted following. His church, renamed the People's Temple, relocated to Guyana to form Jonestown, which ultimately ended in tragedy with the mass suicide of 909 inhabitants. Cults are structured like onions, with outer layers of helpful, harmless, and agreeable information, gradually revealing more unusual and sinister ideals as one moves closer to the core. Similarly, Andrew Tate's initial appeal lies in representing right-wing conservative ideals on social media, filling a void in a mainstream dominated by liberal perspectives. This outer layer of relatable content attracts followers, particularly those who feel underrepresented. As followers become more invested, they are gradually exposed to Tate's more radical and controlling ideologies, often through exclusive groups like the War Room. By the time followers reach the deeper layers of his beliefs, they are deeply entrenched and find it difficult to leave, illustrating the dangers of Tate's progressively manipulative influence. The second layer of Tate's influence involves more controversial takes that divide people, even among his followers. To uncover the more opaque and potentially malevolent layers, one must join the War Room. The War Room is described as a secretive organization similar to the Freemasons, with members paying to join and competing to prove their value. The secrecy and exclusivity of the War Room, combined with the fear of being trapped in the Matrix, compel individuals to join, believing that the organization can offer them protection and empowerment. Andrew Tate's War Room is shrouded in secrecy and exclusivity, resembling the inner workings of historical cults. Members pay substantial fees to join, are required to compete to prove their value, and are encouraged to sever ties with their previous lives, fostering a deep sense of loyalty and dependency on the organization. Inside the War Room, Tate uses a combination of charismatic leadership and manipulative psychological tactics, such as inducing guilt, fear, and a sense of urgency, to maintain control over his followers. He frames the outside world as a matrix designed to enslave individuals, positioning himself and his teachings as the only path to true freedom and success. This creates an insular environment where dissenting opinions are suppressed, and members become increasingly isolated from external influences, making it difficult for them to leave or question Tate's authority. Inside the War Room, members are subjected to psychological manipulation reminiscent of cult tactics. Cult leaders often control behavior, thoughts, emotions, and information, making followers feel guilty, inducing fear, and creating a sense of urgency and dependency on the leader. Tate's rhetoric aligns with these tactics, urging followers to separate from their families and past lives, fostering dependency on the war room for support and identity. Members often demonize their past lives and praise their new existence within the organization, reinforcing their loyalty and dependence. Tate's ambitions extend beyond his current viral presence. He hints at a three-step plan, with his current influence being just the first stage. This suggests that Tate has larger and potentially more concerning plans for the future. His methods echo those of historical cult leaders, gradually introducing followers to more extreme beliefs and demanding unwavering loyalty. The secrecy surrounding the war room and the potential for manipulation raise significant concerns about Tate's intentions and the future actions of his followers. To understand the potential risks associated with Tate's influence, it's essential to examine how cults typically evolve and operate. Cults often start with a charismatic leader who offers seemingly valuable insights or solutions to life's problems. This leader gains followers by providing a sense of belonging and purpose, which is especially appealing to individuals feeling lost or disenfranchised. Over time, the leader's teachings become more radical, and the group's practices become more insular and controlling. Followers are gradually isolated from their previous support networks, making them more reliant on the cult for their social and emotional needs. Tate's rhetoric and the structure of the war room align closely with this pattern. By framing society as a matrix designed to enslave people, Tate creates an us versus them mentality that makes his followers feel special and enlightened compared to the slaves outside the group. This sense of exclusivity is further reinforced by the war room's secretive nature and the requirement for members to pay and compete to prove their value. This not only generates revenue for Tate, but also ensures that his followers are financially and emotionally invested in the organization. The psychological manipulation within the war room is also a cause for concern. By controlling information and limiting what members know about the group's inner workings, Tate can maintain a tight grip on his followers. This control is further strengthened by the emotional manipulation techniques he employs, such as inducing guilt and fear. For instance, Tate often tells his followers that they need to panic about not having enough money or that they should be concerned about their future if they do not follow his advice. This creates a constant state of anxiety and dependency, making it difficult for members to leave the group. Additionally, Tate's emphasis on separating from unsupportive family members and friends mirrors the isolation tactics used by many cult leaders. By encouraging followers to cut ties with their previous lives, Tate ensures that they become more dependent on the war room and its network for their sense of identity and support. This isolation makes it easier for Tate to exert control over his followers and harder for them to seek help or question his authority. The use of confessionals and the demonization of followers' past lives further entrench their loyalty to Tate. By framing their previous lives as failures or sources of pain, Tate can position himself and the war room as the only source of true fulfillment and success. This not only reinforces the followers' commitment to the group, but also makes them more likely to overlook or rationalize any negative aspects of Tate's teachings or behavior. Andrew Tate's actions and rhetoric bear striking similarities to those of cult leaders, raising serious questions about his intentions and the potential risks associated with his growing influence. The comparison to historical cults, the structure of the war room, and the psychological manipulation of followers highlight the need for scrutiny and caution as Tate's influence continues to expand. By understanding the patterns and tactics employed by Tate, individuals can be better equipped to recognize and resist the potential dangers posed by his organization. Andrew Tate's influence continues to grow, but at what cost? The war room's dark secrets and manipulative tactics reveal a more sinister side to this modern-day movement. Are his followers being led down a dangerous path, losing their autonomy and critical thinking? The evidence is alarming. What do you think? Is Andrew Tate creating a cult-like following? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Stay tuned as we continue to uncover the truth behind the world's most controversial figures. And remember, click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update.